Have y'all ever seen a scary movie character and thought to yourself, oh, I could take him, or oh, I could take her? I personally think I could take Jeepers Creepers. All 5'3" of me. Like, I feel like I would have whooped his ass.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
What Jeep are you talking about? As in Jeepers, Wantavius, Jeremiah, Creeper? Not Big Jeep. Can't be talking about this bat from hell cicada looking demon. Not Jeep from out the country. Not Jeep who comes out every 23 years and goes on devouring people for 23 days. I know you're not talking about that Jeepers Creepers. In the last month or so, my TikTok For You page has been flooded with this woman whose name is Mara, and she made a bold and questionable declaration that she could take on Big Jeep from the Jeepers Creepers franchise. At first, I thought my mind was playing tricks on my eyes and hearing, cause ain't no way a rational human being would dare say out loud to the public that they could fight Big Jeep and come out unscathed. Like, it's a whole saga at this point on what's going on. Mara unleashed something that should have been kept under wraps. She single-handedly awakened the entire slasher community to come after her. Now, she's not just talking about taking on Big Jeep, but others as well. She wants all the smoke and more from Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Leatherface. I think she added people to her ops list almost every other day throughout September.
Jeepers Creepers is no longer at the top of my op list. Esther from the Orphan movies is at the top. Like, she needed her ass whooped bad. You know Jason after me now.
Of course. You always messing with somebody.
Mind you, I'm minding my black ass business. And here he go, talking about I knew better than to say his name. Jason, now what?
Mara has assembled the Horror Avengers. She said,
and if we all get snatched up by Jeepers Creepers, whoop-de-doo. Like, it is what it is.
Who is we? I value my life and peace. I'll pull a Cookie Lion so fast.
Okay, I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucian.
Like, Mara, you didn't want to start off small like Chucky, the Leprechaun, Gremlins. Hell, I'll throw in Ghostface. He's just a regular ass human with a knife. You have better odds fighting against them, but Big Jeep Devante Creep? Jeep is definitely a freak. It doesn't help that the creator of the movie was a PDF file and passed that energy on to Jeep. Anyway, let me break it down for everyone why facing Jeep the Creep is quite possibly the most foolish endeavor you can take. So we start the movie off with Derry and Trish Jenner. Both are siblings who are traveling home from college for spring break. As they drive through the Florida countryside, an old beat up demonic truck violently tailgates them, which is hilariously ironic since a few minutes earlier, Derry was harassing this RV by tailgating them. They knew what was about to happen. Next thing we know, a metal Hellcat is pulling up behind Derry and Trish's bumper and truck, nearly ramming them off the road. Derry's no longer giggling and cackling and frantically urges the truck to move over, but is still following, but eventually stops and goes around them. Now, we're getting to the part that makes me lurch, faint, veins of annoyance sprouting across my face. Everything that happens after is completely Derry's fault. They later see the same metal Hellcat from earlier parked to an abandoned, dusty, rundown church, and instead of minding their business, the siblings have a stare-off with Big Jeep, watching as he dumps what appears to be corpses wrapped in blood-stained sheets into a large pipe sticking out of the ground. Big Jeep sees them driving by. He's like, "What's good in your car?" and gives chase. He hops in his Hellcat and rams his bumper into their car, forcing them off the road and into a field. Jeep messed the hell out of their bumper. I don't know if they got good insurance or even if the insurance company will believe their story. So Derry gets to talking to Trish saying, "We both know what we saw back there and can't ignore it. What if someone needs help?" Trish looks back at her brother like he got two heads. Okay, that sounds like a them problem. We need to focus on us and get the hell out of here. Love the energy, Trish. She's the only one making sense. Derry goes on saying, "What if it was you?" But it's not. Trish tells her brother with the hero complex, "Let's go home and call the cops. We are not Scooby-Doo trying to unmask the villain." Derry continues to whine that they have to go back to the church and check out that pipe. Trish reluctantly agrees. Now, Derry, I understand curiosity is one hell of a drug, but you know damn well you have no business whatsoever whatsoever snooping around Big Jeep's crib like that. You are asking to die. So Dumb and Dumber actually go back to the church pulling up the Big Jeep's crib that's surrounded by crows. Absolutely not. Anytime I see a crow or a flock of them in movies, you know something maleficent is about to happen. They walk over to the pipe, hearing strange noises coming from it. Derry, channeling his inner Mystery Inc., tells Trish to pass him a flashlight, which would be no good because look at how deep this pipe goes. And as if Derry wasn't any more stupid, he crawls into the pipe with Trish holding onto his feet. My thing is, this pipe is a never-ending dark tunnel. He won't be able to see anything. Then a fat-ass rat scurries in front of Derry, who ends up falling into the pipe? I have to remember, this was made in the late 90s and early 2000s. They tried. The pipe that Derry fell from leads to the church's basement. He then finds a dying man in blood-stained sheets, his skin pale, lips an icy blue. The man, feeling something wrong, tears the sheet away only to find stitches running down his abdomen. So old dude trying to warn Derry but ends up dying. That's another trope that annoys the hell out of me. Just tell me the important information that you got that will likely help me in the future, then you can die. Derry panics and yells to his sister, Trish, Trish, there are hella bodies down here. You gotta find help. Call the 5-0. Hell, call Laurie Strode. She'll know what to do. Trish is trying to process everything her brother is saying and just stands there. Is not moving with the speed and energy necessary for a situation like this. Her response time is horrendous. Why are you walking so slow? Help your brother! Derry picks up the flashlight and decides he's Dora the Explorer and gets to snooping all around Big Jeep's crib. And after seeing all the BDSM and torture devices JC got lying around, he's definitely a certified freak. Y'all cannot tell me otherwise. Derry notices something cold and wet pelting at his sneakers. To his horror, Derry looks up to find hundreds of bodies sewn together covering the walls. Oh, okay. Jeep has a unique taste in interior decorating, but if we're gonna be honest, Jeep's body count might be higher than the big three of horror. Meanwhile, outside, Trish is just chilling by the car and oh god. Trish, please, now is not the time for Butterfingers. Oh wait. Wrong truck. False alarm, everyone. It's just a farmer with their hay. Derry finally gets out of the basement and the siblings hightail it out of there. Trish takes over driving, seeing as her brother is too traumatized. Yeah, see, Derry, this is what happens when you don't mind your business. They end up fleeing to a town called Pert Willa and going to a gas station since they're close to empty. Just as soon as they're about to get gas, the metal Hellcat zooms past them. It's the way I know Derry was shitting bricks. You better take that gas to go and bounce. They go inside the gas station, which is also a local diner, and Trish, the more calm one of the two, says they need to call the police right now. They sit and wait. Derry, still in shock, is not responding when Trish needs him to hold it together to talk to the cops. However, they receive a phone call from the diner's payphone. The lady identified Derry's rose tattoo and knew his name, asking if he's seen the cats yet, much to the Jenner's confusion. What cats? Did you see them or not? The woman tries to tell them that they are dealing with something demonic, unholy, not human, and the church they saw all the bodies at, it's called his House of Pain, as in Tyler Perry's House of Pain. Honestly, that show been airing since 2006. They really need to let it go. Shh, focus. We all know Tyler Perry shows are ass. She tells them Big Jeep is hungry and it will not stop until it ate you out. Huh? I mean, eat you out. That's not making it sound any better. Whatever. Just remember this. If you hear his theme song, Jeepers Creepers, you are in immediate danger and need to run. For context, Jeepers Creepers is a well-known jazz standard composed by Harry Warren with lyrics by Johnny Mercer in the 1938 film Going Places. The song captures the giddy awe of infatuation and being utterly enchanted by someone's beauty, especially their eyes. The repeated lyric, Jeepers Creepers, where do you get those peepas? It uses metaphorical language to express wonder and admiration. It's lighthearted with a charm that made it an instant classic. It's very playful and whimsical, and now Big Jeep has claimed the rights over the song and is using it as a theme to sound off the dinner bell. Shaken and terrified, Derry lashed out at the woman before slamming the phone down. Later that night, he and Trish were questioned by the police. Derry recounted everything that had happened, though the officers struggled struggled to believe such an unbelievable tale. They reassured him that they didn't think he was lying, only that the story sounded far-fetched from their point of view. Then out of nowhere, a worker from the diner rushed over to tell Derry and Trish that someone had been breaking into their car. When they ran outside, they found it ransacked. Witnesses said a strange man had been sniffing through their laundry, almost savoring it. So to fill in the blanks, JC returned back to his home to find signs of intrusion. Someone has been there. The scent alone told him everything. Derry's fear has soaked the air with his scent, his sweat, his pheromones clinging to every inch of the basement. To Big G, fear was more than a smell. It was a feast, rich and intoxicating, a 5-star meal to his senses. Putting his detective cap on, he realizes the only people that came snooping in his lair were the pair he encountered earlier. Then JC sprang his wings and flew to the gas station. It was dark by the time he found their car. He went through the laundry he found at the backseat of the car, sniffing it, and confirming his suspicions that Derry was inside his lair. Big Jeep then ran off as some people in the diner had seen him. Back with the siblings, Derry shouts to the officer that the stranger is after them, now knowing they've seen too much, and now Derry fears the man even knows his name. In order to verify their story, the siblings have the cops follow them back to the church. The police get a call on the radio. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know how to tell you this, but the church is on fire. Confused, they question how the stranger was able to make it back to the church, then to the diner, and heading back so fast. Wait, what is that? I know damn well Jeeper Cornelius DeMarcus Creeper is not riding on top of their car. He jumps on top of their vehicle and attacks them with a battle axe. And the clownery of the Jenner siblings never ceases to piss me off. Instead of driving away, they stop, get out of the safety of their car, and walk slowly towards the cop car. Trish, I'm honestly surprised in this change of behavior. Aren't you the rational sibling who knows that doing stupid actions like this gets you killed? What's even worse, before they even got out of the car, Derry hears on the radio a rock and roll cover of the Jeepers Creepers song, remembering the woman on the phone's warning. Dumbasses. Trish, being the braver one, sees the male cop's decapitated head on the ground, only for Big Jeep to slide out the door whistling his favorite song, walks over to the cop's head, caressing it with the utmost care, and then starts sniffing it. Okay, Jeep, do you need a moment? This seems pretty intimate, and I'm getting greatly uncomfortable. After sniffing the head, Big Jeep passionately makes out with the beheaded cop, deep-throating the mouth, and pulls out the cop's tongue with his teeth.
I'm horny. I'm horny. Come on.
I just want to touch you, tease you, you, please you, love you, hold you, make love to you. I'm gonna kiss you, you, feel you.
Trish and Derry finally dip. I don't know why you are watching that nasty display of PDA. You know, if the movie Jeepers Creepers taught me anything when I watched it for the first time as a kid, it was to mind my business. Minding your business actually saves your life. If something doesn't involve you, don't insert yourself into a bad situation. Derry, I blame you for all of this. We could have been chilling at home with a cold drink in hand, but no, you persisted in going into that thing's fortress of solitude. Everything was so avoidable. You didn't need to snoop around the pipe in JC's basement. If anything, Big Jeep was minding his damn business. Derry should have kept it moving and not been nosy. Moral of the story, kids? Mind your business. Jeep, becoming serious, resumes his hunt for Derry and Trish, who end up outside this old lady's house. Now, why would you bring your bad energy to Granny? She ain't got nothing to do with this. They beg her to call the police, but she refused, terrified the cops would take away her cats. Grandma, ain't nobody want your smelly, flea-ridden cats. Derry observes and questions why she has so many cats with her, remembering the phone call warning him from the diner. While they argue, they notice Big Jeep cosplaying as a scarecrow in the yard. Granny, with fire in her eyes, believes that her cats are in danger, ran and got her shotty, and blows Jeep the hell up, and then hits Derry in the balls. Honestly, deserved. I'd be pissed as hell if some random ass strangers invite a demon to my place of peace. Granny goes back inside only to light up the joint with shotgun blast. The siblings crept up slowly thinking it was Granny walking up to them, but instead saw Big Jeep had impaled her with her shotty. Damn, Granny, RIP. Derry and Trish finally get to see Big Jeep's handsome mug of a face and immediately get back into their car. Jeep, not letting his meal escape, follows them. Trish, however, tries to attack him by using her car, but instead, I can't believe what he does. Jeeper backflips over that joint. Man, I would have self-exited right then and there. If a dude backflips over your car, you're done. You're done. Trish puts the pedal to the metal and attempts to run over Big Jeep. Emphasis on the word attempt. This man Jeep jumps over their car and does it once more when Trish puts that mug in reverse. He really playing with his food right now. Trish, acting dumb, pretends to struggle with the gears. Meanwhile, Jeep walks over to them and Trish body slams it with the full force of the car. And then she proceeds to run him over multiple times. That's what I like to see. Make sure they're dead. Don't give them a chance to get up. Derry talking about, is he dead? Trish with stone cold clarity replies, they never are, and back that ass up, running Jeep over once more. After a while, they realize whatever Jeep is, he isn't human, but something unnatural. Next thing they see is a giant bat-like wing coming out of his trench coat.
Oh, hell no!
As if Jeepers Creeper couldn't get any more terrifying, dude got wings. They ran over him one last time and drove to the local police station to wait for their parents. Why not just drive home? The last time you made a pit stop, the granny with the 24 cats got bodied. Also, what the hell are the cops gonna do to Big Jeep? Y'all saw what he did to the first 2 cops that were escorting y'all. Not to mention, he tanked being run over a dozen or more times. You're just putting the boys in blue in more danger. And remember the woman from the gas station on the phone warning them earlier? Yeah, she pulls up. Apparently, her name is Giselle Gay Hartman, and she is some type of psychic. Giselle warns them that their nightmare isn't over, that the danger is far from past. She reveals the creature's true nature, an ancient demon called the Creeper. Every 23rd spring, it awakens for 23 days to feed on human flesh, rebuilding itself with body parts it devours. She explains that it hunts by scent and by fear, and that the terror radiating from Trish and Derry has drawn it to them. But then she adds something even more chilling. The Creeper doesn't want both of them, just one. One of the Jenner siblings has something it craves, something it can't resist. Limping through the night, Big Jeep made his way to the police station and plunged the entire building into darkness. One officer, flashlight in hand, descended to the holding cells to check on the prisoners, only to stumble upon a nightmare. Big Jeep was feasting. He already devoured a heart, a pair of feet. It was caught mid-swallow with a hand halfway down his throat. Damn, Jeep, your throat game must go crazy. Consuming all those parts regenerates his injured body. Going back to Derry and Trish, the sheriff ordered them to be confined to a room. Giselle immediately protests, her voice trembling as she warned them that she's seen this before in her dreams. That Big Jeep found them in a dark room and they didn't survive. The sheriff, at his limits with her rambling, snapped and told his deputies to get her the hell out. Giselle fought against them, tears welling up in her eyes, telling them that they must leave now. Shit, you don't have to tell me twice, Giselle. I would have been gone. The sheriff then called every officer in the station. They swarmed the room, armed to the teeth with shotguns, pistols, anything they could grab, ready for the storm that was Big Jeep. For a moment, all was silent until the Creeper appeared like a twisted game of peekaboo, impaling an officer and tearing his heart from his chest. They all ran up to see what took out their boy and saw nothing. They started blasting wildly into the air, hoping to catch some type of body. Meanwhile, Derry, Trish, and Giselle are trying to escape, but the psychic tells the siblings one of them will die, screaming in the dark for the final time while the song Jeepers Creepers plays in the background. Derry demands that she tells them who the Creeper wants, and she stares at Trish. Suddenly, Big Jeep appears, emerging from the shadows. JC jumped the psychic, sniffing her, hunting for fear, but when he detected none, he released her, uninterested. She wasn't what he wanted. Derry and Trish end up in a room with Big Jeep catching up with his meal, capturing the two. He grabs them both by the neck and starts sniffing them like a bloodhound, even tasting them until he finds that Trish had nothing he wanted. With a flick of his wrist, he tosses her aside and returns his full attention to Derry. He sniffed them some more. Big Jeep has finally found what he has been looking for. Derry's eyes. that has seen his lair. The police come charging into the room but cannot shoot as Jeep shielding himself with a horrified Derry. Big Jeep has some disgusting facial transformation and screeches at everyone in the room. Don't worry, y'all. I speak fluent Jeepernese. I'll translate. Oh, that's disturbing. Okay, I'll tell them. Okay, guys. So apparently, Big Jeep said,
I like you, and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
Trish then asked Big Jeep to take her instead of Derry. You don't want him. I'm stronger. I won't fight you. Take me. You take me. Man, this is so sad. Trish is begging, ready to trade places with her brother, willing to sacrifice her own life and allow herself to be subjugated to a horrific and violent death just to save Derry. And take notice of how Big Jeep just stood there and admired Trish as she wasn't even afraid of him, but was afraid for her brother. She was truly courageous in this scene, and for a moment, it looked like he was going to consider her offer, but he wasn't interested in someone who was not afraid of him. And this, ladies and gentlemen, will be the last words he ever said to his sister. Big Jeep got to spreading his wings, crashed out the window with Derry, and flew off into the night. Trish runs and screams out for her brother, but he and Big Jeep are gone. Won't see his ugly, cicada looking ass for another 23 years. But hey, that's 23 years to plot your revenge and kill the demon bat from hell. The next day, Trish is still at the station where she waits to be picked up by her parents, wondering if her brother is dead or alive. Giselle spins the block one last time and Trish asks her if her dreams are ever wrong, fearing that they'll come true. The old psychic shook her head, her eyes heavy with sorrow. I'm just a crazy old woman. Ask anybody, they'll tell you the same. And the dream she had about the siblings screaming in the dark, that's exactly what's happening to Derry. Big Jeep takes him to an abandoned meatpacking factory, playing his theme song in the background, and takes Derry's eyes while removing his own. He then ate Derry's, which then became his eyes. And to clarify, the only reason Big Jeep didn't take Trish is because her eyes aren't perfect. She wears glasses and his eyes are failing him. Look at how pale his eyes are. Derry's eyes are exactly what he needs to replace his own. And this, folks, is why nobody, not even Mara with all 5'3" of herself, can survive or take on Jeepers Deshawn Jermaine Creeper. But you know what? I respect the hell out of her for holding her ground. She might TikTok herself to a new Jeepers Creepers movie. Word on the street is they're no longer beefing, but are now in a committed relationship and got married, with a whole baby on the way. But Mara is also in a love triangle with Big Jeep and Michael Myers. I know, this is a love story better than Twilight. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!